Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and if you're getting a little sick of maybe ×5 or ×3 horde hunting, if things are feeling a little too easy for you, you might want to try some single encounter hunting. But now, we have a lot of very cool new spots thanks to lures. Lures really changed things up and gave a really nice slight buff and benefit to single encounter and fishing hunting, and it's fantastic now. Lures essentially give a 5% chance to encounter lore exclusive species, which is a big deal because they added lore exclusive species to already good single encounter hunts, essentially creating an even better single encounter shunting experience. Lures also just increase the rate of Pokemon or encounters happening at all by 10%. Enemies are slightly stronger, and you can encounter multiple opponents at the same time, multiple Pokemon at the same time. All of these things just increase the amount of encounters you can do per hour and increase the speed of single shunting. Quick note, if you hear me say shunting throughout this video, it just simply means shiny hunting. You can find expert lures at any of the endgame Pokemarts. And always pick up the expert lures. They cost around 1500 Pokeyen a piece, but will only cost you around 15k Pokeyen per hour to burn, which is really cheap. But let's go ahead and just show off one of our first spots, probably the most common spot in the entire game. We're going to be starting here in Petalburg City within Hoenn. There should be at least one spot for each region within this video, at least I hope. We're going to start there in Petalburg, we're going to head west, and essentially make our way up to Petalburg Forest. Keep making your way northwest, you'll reach over to this location, and then right in here, you'll probably see a lot of people. This is on channel 3. I'll go ahead and pop a lure. You would pop a lure if you were to hunt here, and you just run back and forth, usually between this sign and this person, or you can run back and forth anywhere in this grass. I have personally spent a lot of time shunting in this location. This is the best shiny hunting spot in the entire game for Shroomish. That is the main benefit to this location. Shroomish is the best here. It's an uncommon encounter rate, and with lures and everything, you do encounter them a lot faster. You also have a chance of encountering Treecko in this location. Now, if you just want to shiny hunt Treecko and don't really want a Shroomish, I would never recommend going to single encounter shunt anything that is a lore rarity or anything that is a rare rarity or higher. I would only single encounter hunt for things that, or for shinies that are uncommon or lower. That's just my personal rule. Please do whatever you would like to do, just my personal preference and recommendation. And the third great shiny in this location is Slakoth. All of these are rare shinies, so Slakoth, rare, Treecko rare, and then Shroomish is uncommon. Those are kind of the big three of this location. If you walk away from this location with a Shroomish, Treecko, or Slakoth, you did pretty well. The bad shinies in this location, or the quote-unquote bad shinies, are going to be things like Pokeyen. That's a pretty, it's still a gold and nice looking shiny, but it's a really common one here. Wurmple, I really like shiny Wurmple. I hope that if I get one of the quote-unquote bad or wrong shinies here, it ends up being Wurmple. You'll also see Zigzagoon. You can also see Silcoon and Cascoon. But there's a lot of really great, cool Pokemon here. There's a really decent chance of you walking away with a pretty cool shiny. Now, one of the best but also worst things about single encounters is that you don't have to go back to the PC, so you can kind of just mellow out and run back and forth in the grass, but you could also make an argument that that's pretty boring, so make sure maybe you have some Netflix or anime or something up on the side while you're doing some single encounter shunting. Also, make sure to have plenty of Pokeballs on you just in case. I shouldn't have to say this, but just make sure, just double check. You know, you might make the mistake. I've done it before probably. Repeat balls are really, really good. Obviously, I have tons of those. Timer balls can be nice. Dust balls, Pokeballs, just all kinds of Pokeballs. Have some. You really just need repeat balls if you have it caught in your Pokedex. If not, Ultra Balls will probably do. And just have a catching Pokemon on you to be able to safely catch that shiny. And then you do want some sort of lead Pokemon. Now, this is something that's super crucial. You want to take benefit or take advantage of that lead Pokemon. It can give you a really, really nice benefit. I've personally been trying to switch over to using Swarm or Illuminate more, which are abilities that give you an increased wild Pokemon encounter rate. So they just give you like 10% more encounters per hour, which once again speeds up things. And at max efficiency, you can get anywhere from around 300 to 350 encounters per hour while doing single encounters with lures, which is pretty solid. Alright, but after looking over my list here, this is a pretty Kanto and Hoenn-centric list. I don't know if there's a single Unova or Sinnoh spot, so if you have any recommendations for that, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to see another video covering this topic, I'll try to do some Unova and Sinnoh spots as well. But since we're already in Hoenn and I have tons of spots in Hoenn to show off, let's go ahead and head over to Route 120. I'm going to fly over to Fortree City, Channel 3, head over to the east, totally over to the east, over to Route 120. And one of the biggest downsides of this location is that you can't bike. You actually just have to walk through all of this grass, which is by far the biggest detriment to this location. But this location has a lot of really cool Pokemon. Let's go ahead and talk about them. First of all, Tropius. This is one of the best locations to shiny hunt Tropius in the game. There is no way to hoard or easily shiny hunt for Tropius. It is only single encountered via locations like this. Now, this one may not be the best in the game because it's just long grass and you have to walk around, but there are a lot of other great Pokemon here that kind of make this spot really worth it. Tropius is uncommon here, which is great for single encounter hunting. Next up, we have Absol. Yes, Absol actually spawns here at a rare encounter rate at Route 120, so you can shiny hunt for Tropius and Absol at the same time. Once again, if you just want Absol, I wouldn't really come to this location, but it's a really nice option as a backup shiny if you're hunting here. And then we have Marshstomp. Yes, you can hunt for Marshstomp, Tropius, and Absol all in this location. That is really good in my opinion. Really good. The only issue is, once again, you can't bite. It sucks that you can't bite back and forth here, but if you have a swarm Pokemon, it should increase things a lot. There's also Marl here, as you can see, and Pokeyen once again. Keckleon is also here, which is another rare single encounter shiny, so not the most desired in the world, but usually that needs to be 8 hunted if you want to shiny hunt for it. So there's a lot of rare shinies here. You just have to be able to kind of put up with the no biking thing. I think this is a super under talked about and under tapped location. Definitely check it out if you have the time. Alright, the next location I'm going to talk about is another one of the most popular spots in the entire game, and it's one that I've actually been hunting at recently. It's going to be Meteor Falls. This is the best location in the entire game for shiny hunting Bagon, Sheldon, and you also have a chance for Beldum, but you would never come here for Beldum. That's kind of like an off chance thing. If you want to shiny hunt Bagon though, this is actually the best way to do it. I do not recommend egg hunting for shiny Bagon. You can just come here in single encounters. Let's go ahead and show off the location. Now, you are going to need a lot of HMs to get to this location, so keep that in mind. Make sure you just bring some sort of HM Pokemon. Make sure you bring something with Waterfall. Dig is like mandatory to get out of here, or some sort of escape rope. Waterfall, Dig, Surf. I believe those are the couple you need, but if you see anything else along the way, make sure to take note of it. I'm going to be starting here in Falabur Town. We're going to head west and then head all the way south. This is a long journey from a PC, so make sure that you bring all of the repels and all of the expert lures that you might need for this journey. So we're going to head south through this grass. We're going to make our way, loop all the way around. Don't get distracted by these are just secret base locations from people on my friends list. You might have a lot of these as well. A lot of people love to put their secret base around here hilariously, but if you just loop around, there's only one path you can go here, so it should be pretty safe. Now once you're inside the cave, things get a little more complicated. Now, once you're inside the cave, you have to reach the very back of it to actually be able to encounter Bagon. So first, we cross the bridge, go down that little staircase, head over to the water, and surf upon that. We're going to go up the waterfall immediately north of that next. We're going to stop here for a second. We're going to slowly go north into this little area. We're going to head east and north into a ladder. I'll wait for you guys. Okay, then come and loop around. Let's come right here. Go left and then north up to a ladder. Not taking any staircases or anything. Then once you're at the old people, you're going the right way. You want to go all the way up, and then once you're up here, be very careful, okay? Be very careful here. Come down very slowly and stick to the left. Left. Stick to the left and come down super slowly. Don't go down that one, and then come over here to this ladder. There you go. Bam. And now you come over to this water, surf, go up, and you're basically there. It took me a long time to memorize this path. I feel like it's not the hardest thing in the world. Once you're back here, there you go. Now we can run back and forth on this location. Usually this spot is pretty packed on channel 1. Maybe I'll switch over to channel 1 and see if there's people there. It is pretty early. Yeah, there we go. Tons of people hunting here. It's a great location. It's just really annoying to get to. This is a very secluded location, but this is such a good shiny hunting spot. There's a 20%, from my understanding, we never have 100% numbers. These are guesstimate numbers, so take that as a huge grain of salt. But from my understanding, there is a 20% chance here for Bagon, and then like a 5%, or I think it's 15 or 20% chance for Bagon, a really decent chance, 5% chance for Sheldon, and that's like a 1% chance for Beldum. So it's like a 21% chance or so, 21% chance of getting a rare shiny here. And then the bad shinies here, I will say, are pretty bad. Well, it depends, you know, if your preference. Lunatone and Solrock are the big ones, and there's also Golbat here. But mainly, this spot, you want to come here for Bagon. If you want to shiny hunt Bagon, everybody loves shiny Bagon, shiny Salamence. It's unbelievably gorgeous. The reason why this location is really good is because you have this Bagon encounter and this one in the same exact location. And you also have the Sheldon. Now, keep in mind, this is actually a glitch. I actually wanted to test a lot before I made this video because this kind of threw me off. This is a glitch. Don't worry. You don't actually have to be in the grass. You actually have to be in the cave in this location. It says grass, but you actually are supposed to be in the cave. So don't let that freak you out. I tested this a ton. Like, for example, all of the Sheldon ones say grass, but I've gotten many Sheldons here. It's really important to, yeah, just under this is a glitch. It threw me off too. Don't worry. You will just get Sheldon and Bagon here. Bagon a lot. It was really cool to keep track of, like, on my encounter counter, what species I got and everything. There's a ton of Bagon here. You'd be surprised at how many Bagon spawn here. But that is a tough location to get to. Make sure to bring your dig Pokemon so you can get all the way out of there, all the way out of that cave. Alright, but now it is time for Kanto locations. I have 2 Kanto locations to show off today, and I'm starting off with one of my favorite new shiny hunting locations that got added due to lures. This spot was like okay before lures, kind of lackluster, kind of bad to be honest, but now it's like legitimately really good. So we're gonna start it here on 7 Island. We are heading down into Savault Canyon, and this spot is now one of the best shiny hunting locations in my opinion for just single encounters in general. I'll show you once we get there. We're gonna go to Savault Canyon. Make sure in the top left hand corner, see how it says Canyon Entrance? You want to make sure that says Savault Canyon, and once you see that, then you can start running back and forth in grass, popping your lures and shunting. So you can go ahead and start here if you want, but you can get deeper. So we see an Onyx there. In this location, you can find the following shiny Pokemon. First and foremost, you are able to find LARVITAR here. This has always been the home for LARVITAR. He's always been the spawn here. It's just a rare encounter rate, so nothing really special, nothing really crazy, not really worth hunting, but there's also a 5% chance for Tyranitar. So now, at this location, there is a 5% chance for Larvitar and a 5% chance for Tyranitar. And then on top of that, there is also a 5% chance for Skarmory. Let's go ahead and show that off. So now, at this location, there is a 15% chance for a rare shiny. Before, it was always 10%. It was always 5% chance for Larvitar, 5% chance for Skarmory. That's a decent location. But the fact that they added 5% on top for Tyranitar really threw this location over the edge. I think it's a really good spot now. That 5% makes a huge difference. Being able to encounter Larvitar, especially since it's like the best shiny here that most people want, being able to encounter Tyranitar here on top of that, an extra 5% is just super good, and it really turned this location to a fantastic spot. Now, even though you have a 15% chance for a good shiny here, there's a lot of bad shinies here, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of just like mediocre mons, like Cubone. There's a lot of Cubones here. I believe there's also Marowak, there's Meowth, there's Onix, there's Geodude, there's Donphan. Make sure that if you're coming to this location, I'm not sure if any of the Geodudes are at the level to be able to have self-destruct or explosion, but you should probably be bringing a damp Pokemon like this, a Quagsire, to every one of these locations. That's what I do, at least. A damp Pokemon plus a ghost type. Always bring these to all of your shiny hunts just in case a Pokemon can kill themselves. Pokemon get really dangerous. Make sure to research your locations like that. It's really important to dodge those explosions, those self-destructs, those Beldums having takedown, for example. If you want to catch the Beldums at the previous location, they're always going to take down and try to kill themselves, so you can't false swipe them. Apologies for not mentioning that earlier, to be honest. But yeah, definitely keep in mind, damp Pokemon and ghost types are always good to have on these kind of hunts. Alright, this location is fantastic. Moving back over to another place in Kanto. It's going to be to the north of Cerulean City. Now, this is probably going to be one of the weaker spots on the list, I'm not going to lie, but it's still a pretty cool one in my opinion. You can also make a lot of money here as a new player. I've made a new player sort of money-making guy actually showing off this location. So, north of Cerulean City in Kanto, you'll make your way over to Route 24. And if you pop a lure on Route 24, that'll then allow you to encounter Squirtle. This is the new Squirtle location post the lore update. You also see a Bellsprout there, of course, but if you don't know, the fact that you can now see Squirtle here like that is really cool. There's a lot of other Pokemon here, but the main 2 Pokemon you probably want to encounter are going to be Squirtle and Abra. Now, since Abra is here, please, you need to keep in mind, you need to remember that you absolutely have to have a arena trap Pokemon in your party while hunting this. This is like I'm not doing. You need an arena trap Pokemon to be able to switch into just in case you encounter that shiny Abra so that it can't run away. There's a lot of other like low level bug types here, as you see. Weedle, Kakuna, there's I assume Metapod and everything. I know there's Oddish here as well. Oddish is a pretty cool shiny. You could evolve into a couple things, but the main two shinies you want here are definitely Squirtle and Abra. Now, this is by far the weakest shiny hunting location here, just because there's not really a good reason to hunt here aside from Squirtle. Abra actually, or Kadabra, excuse me, Kadabra actually has a ×5 horde in other locations throughout PokeMMO, so it's hard to justify single encountering for something if it has a ×5 horde. That's pretty terrible. You really should just be coming here for Squirtle, and since Squirtle is just a 5% chance at a lore encounter, I don't really recommend shiny hunting here, to be honest, but it's a good spot. It's worth noting if you do want to go for that. There are a couple cool Pokemon here. I'm seeing none of those cool Pokemon right now. I'm literally just seeing Pidgeys and Weedles, but it's a decent spot overall, and it still fits on my top 5 list. Alright, but that is everything I wanted to talk about today. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Be nice though, please. I do appreciate it. Make sure to like this video if you did enjoy it, if it was helpful to you. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO content. Follow the Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. EST. Discord link is down below if you're interested in that. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel and allow me to keep making content full time, YouTube memberships, Twitch primes, Twitch subs, and everything like that helps out a ton. I hope my time here was well spent. Hopefully your time was worth it. Have a great day. Good luck on shiny hunting, and just have some fun today playing some Pokemon. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video. I really appreciate that, and if your name is on this list, I appreciate you even more. Thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel and allows me to make content full time. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.